Hi, so in this video I want to walk you through step by step how I run my Facebook ads, and this video I want you to stick with me to the end. Now I use different strategies to do that. I'm going to expose all of it for you to see. So I've designed this Facebook ad campaign structure, and I use basically two strategies. That's for CBO and ABO. So that's how I used to run ads for myself and my clients, and how my agency, that's how we do it, and we've given a lot of people results. So let's get started. All right, so before you do this, I need you to be able to have in your pixel setup, you should have your page, all of that. I don't want to bore you with those boring stuff. Okay, so first of all, you should have your landing page, or if it's WooCommerce or Shopify, you should have all those pixels and stuff set up. So now we're just going to go straight to the ad structure. Okay, so first of all, like if you look at this, so you're going to follow closely with me as I set it up this way, and I'm going to walk you through how I do it myself. All right, so when I go here, so first of all you click on create. Okay, now this is just a dummy account. So you see that we have this options, and we have the awareness, traffic, and all of that. Now what we're going to do is that we just want conversion. Now someone might ask, don't you warm up your account? Yes, I warm up my account, but what I do is that I do video views. Okay, but I do tier 3 countries. If you are tier 1, you do tier 1. Okay, if you are in tier 1 or you are targeting tier 1, do warming up of your account for tier 3 countries, so that what you are doing is that you are just kind of nurturing your account before you start the real thing. Okay, but what I do straight up is go for sales. Now one cool tip is that if you are doing for e-commerce, what you want to do is that you have to optimize for add to cart first. Take note of that. If you are doing for e-commerce, you have to optimize for add to cart, so please take note of that. All right, so let's go on. So the next is that I click on continue, and then Facebook has changed a lot of things, so you want to choose manual. Okay, and then click on continue. All right, okay, so I have some various photos that I'll be using to help me structure my ad. Okay, now the next thing is that you should have your you should have certain things set up. Okay, now let's look at this structure. Now this structure, we are going to put our budget at assets because it's ABO. Okay, so with the ABO, that means our budget will be here, and then the Facebook algorithm will be able to share it and then give it to the one that will perform well. Okay, so it share it across these three, and then when we're able to see the winner, we turn off the ad. So let's come here. Okay, so for now, if it is CBO, which is campaign budget optimization, you have to choose it. Okay, you have to choose where you are going. So if you are doing housing, credit, you might want to choose this, so that Facebook will know what you are doing for that, what you are using for that. Okay, so that's one thing. So if you want to do A/B test, I don't do this type of like I don't do this A/B testing. Okay, some do it, but I am sharing what I personally do, okay, with mine. Okay, so if you look at this, we have advantage campaign budgets, that's ACB. Okay, so it says we'll distribute your budget across currently delivering ad sets. Okay, so that is if you are doing this type. Okay, so let's go on. So we are leaving everything as it is. Okay, and then we move to the next step. So what I did was that this is the first objective. That's the campaign that I did, which I chose the default one, which I have not changed anything. So if you are going for this, that's my strategy. This strategy is not for scaling. When you are doing scaling, that's when you do CBO. So I have a video on explaining this various strategy for you, but this time is the practical aspect. So now move to the next one, which is the ad set level. And remember, with this you should have set up your pixel, etc. Okay, so the next thing is that I make sure I choose for website conversion. Okay, so that's it, and then you choose the conversion type. So I'll choose the the number of conversions. Okay, so then you set up your pixel. So you should have set up your pixel, but this is for demonstrational purpose, so I'm not going through that. Now this is the funny part. Now you have to decide. Now I do my own this way. Now when I'm doing this A/B testing, or like when I'm doing this, the reason I don't do A/B testing is that I do dynamic ads. I test for dynamic creatives using dynamic strategy. So I'm going to show you how to do dynamic ads creative, and then I also test for the normal ads. Okay, so let's look at this. So I'll start with the dynamic creative. So I'll put this on. Now click on continue. Why am I doing it? I want Facebook AI to be able to give me the results I want. So I'm going to use my home country Ghana as a case study, but if you want me to do for tier 1 and stuff, let me know, because I've run ads for tier 1 countries and it's been very successful. So I do dynamic creatives. Okay, then the next thing is that I choose a very low budget, like I do just 10. Now if I do 10, one thing is that dynamic, because you are pushing 10 creative at a go, it normally goes beyond 10, sometimes like like how you see 12, and sometimes a bit less. So take note of that. This strategy, you are pushing a lot of creatives, and Facebook, you are asking Meta to be able to deliver it for you. Like, you use this AI algorithm and the data it has and the learning process to be able to give the best creatives. So you have to have 10 creatives. Normally what I do is that I do 3 videos and then 7 images. So take note of that. That's what works for me. So you might want to try and test with other strategies or for dynamic creative, but let me know what you think. How did you do when you did it? What was the results you get? I'll be happy to that you share with me in your comments. So you choose the time, that the date. Okay, normally what I do is that I like to give it like 45 minutes ahead of time. So let's say as I'm recording, it's 29th of December, and then the time is 4:12, but I give it like 30 minutes ahead of time so that it will go on schedule. Then it takes its time to go through the process. All right, so the next is that we have budget scheduling. I don't do that. You might want to try, but I don't do that. So the next thing is that I choose where I want to deliver my ad. Now one thing is that Facebook has done this. Okay, and then what happens is that you see that you cannot really control this age. It's like you are limited 18 to 25. So what you want to do first is that, now if you are targeting a country that the audience size is not so big, I like to leave the Facebook to learn. Okay, so what you want to do is that you want to switch to original audience options. Okay, so when you switch to original audience options, the next thing you want to do is that now you can do the major changes you want to do. Remember, we are doing dynamic ads. So when we go down, okay, we leave everything like this. We go here, and then if it is custom, okay, audience, that's if you've run ads for a long time, you have remarketing, that's when you use custom. And then if you want to use saved audience, that's you'll be able to do, you've been doing your target, you do target research, and then what you get, you save it so that when you want to use it, you can easily just use it and get it done. Okay, the next thing is that the country. So I'm doing for Ghana, my home country. So let me know where you also watching me from. So I do it for Ghana. Okay, and I'm doing it for shoes. So that's the case study I'm doing. So 825, so it's for men's shoe. So I'm targeting people who are 25 to 45. So that's what I'm doing, and then it's men. So I changed the gender to only men, and because of that I'm going to give it a 0 targeting, because in my home country the audience is not so big. So 2.5 to 3 million, it's okay, and you can leave it as this, because according to Facebook, if you do it this way, it works well, and I've done it this way and it works well for me. So the next thing is that you want to do targeting, but there's a secret. Okay, so this strategy I'm teaching you, like I said, is for countries that they don't have a large audience. Okay, so like Ghana, for instance, on Facebook they don't have large audience, so this strategy works for us. So you want to start with zero targeting. If you have good budget, you start with zero targeting. Do it this way, then you go by when I say zero targeting, you don't put anything here. So I'm doing it assuming I'm doing zero targeting. Now if you have if you want to also go further, then you can start doing, target audience too. So what I would do if I have good budget is I'll do zero targeting. I don't put anything, I leave it zero. Then I allow Facebook to be able to, learn and then get me the right people. Okay, but then if the budget is okay from the client or me myself, what I do is that then I do this one, leave this to run. Then I do another one that this time I give targeting. So I do audience or interest research, and then I push it in there. But I make sure that the audience shouldn't be below 1 million. Okay, so take note of that. So languages, I leave it as this. Then I go to the next portion. Okay, so the next step you want to do it. Meanwhile, you should be naming your your steps, your name, so that it doesn't confuse you. All right, so now, so this is your page. Okay, you should make sure you have your page. And the next thing you want to do is that if it's dynamic, what it means is that I leave this thing like as it is, I leave this one as it is. Now when it comes to dynamic, that means you need to select more images, not one. So what I'll do is I select the images. Okay, then I'll upload the images. So let me upload the images. So the next thing I want to teach you is how to now run this ABO strategy that I'm talking about. So with this one, what I do is that you want to come, assuming you start all over again. And what you want to do is that the ad set level, this time instead of choosing dynamic, we are no more going to do dynamic creatives. Okay, so we are not going to do. So what we're going to do is that you do this, give your budget, $10. Okay, but for me, because it's a tier 1 country and the budget it's not really a huge stuff, I'll test with 5. Now why am I testing 5? Ghana, it's a tier 3 in terms of the Facebook data, how do we call it, data collections. Okay, so they have they've segregated the data into tier 1, tier 2, tier 3. So that means the highest purchasing power, the mid purchasing, and the low. So with Ghana it's a low purchasing power. So I'll do ABO, or I'll test with this type of ABO strategy with just $5. Then based on that, it will inform me to invest more. Okay, so or scale slowly. Okay, so when it works, like I said, make sure that if the time I'm doing, normally I give it 30 minutes. Okay, so that it will go on schedule before it runs. It works fine. Okay, so for that, it's not a magic, but sometimes you publish and Facebook says add inactive and stuff. So when I do it this way, it works fine. That's why I do that. So there's nothing unique about it. Okay, so now what I'm going to do now is that make sure that by default it's at advantage plus audience, like how I did the dynamic ad. So you want to make sure that it's this. Okay, it's this one. Okay, so then you go to locations, you choose your location, the age. I'm doing for men's shoe, like this one I'm doing for men's shoe. So make sure, like I said, you test with 0 ads. So that is if your audience size is not so big. Okay, this one you do it for that. Then later you go for detailed targeting too. All right, so based on what you're doing, you can choose your language. Then I'll choose advantage. I leave Facebook to do that. Why? Because I think Facebook has been there for over 25 years and they have a lot of learnings that their AI has gone through. So I normally leave it as it is, and then I go to the ad level. Now what I'm going to do, what I do at the ad level is that I'll choose just one creative. Okay, like one, and put all my write-ups in there. Okay, so you do manual upload, and then you have everything here, and then I'll go to edit, and then I'll make sure that everything is all optimized. Very, very important. So you do this, okay, and then all optimized. Then you click on save. All right, so that to be well optimized. All right, so click on save. All right, So when I do that, I make sure my primary text, like I said, I do the same as for description, but it's the headline that I normally do all 5. I exhaust all the 5. Okay, so you take note of that. Make sure you exhaust. That is for what I do. Okay, so I exhaust all the 5 headlines, but for the other one I don't do that because it doesn't work well for me. All right, so I copy this. Okay, I copy, and then paste this here, and then I do another one. Okay, do this. Okay, and then paste it here. Okay, and then copy this one too. Okay, this, and then copy this, and then I paste this here. Okay, so what I'm going to do next is that since I have this, so I'm using number 1 like as my creative. So when I do this, then the next thing is that I'm going to go here and then duplicate. Okay, so why am I going to duplicate? Because according to this structure, you need to test for 1, 2, 3. Okay, so normally what I do is that I do 1 video, 2 images. Okay, then 1 video, 2 images. So this asset is 0 targeting. I do 0. Then the next asset I'm going to do target. I do my target research, and then this one too. So I'm going to walk you through how to do that. So I'm going to do this one too. Okay, I'm going to choose 2, and I click on duplicate. So what is going to happen is that after I duplicate, so then you name it. So make sure you name it. Okay, if this add 1, so make sure you name it. Let's say this is video. This image I do img 1. Okay, and then when I come here, what I'm going to do is that I'm just going to change the image to, let's say, img 2. Okay, and then I'm going to delete this. Okay, because I'm going to change it. So then I pick this, add image, then I choose number 2. Okay, so assuming this is your creative 2, that's what I'm doing. Okay, then I click next, done. Okay, so that's what you might want to do. You take note of that. All right, so we have number 2 here, and then this, for me, I will do video. So that's what I do. I use this as a means to test my creatives. So I do video. Okay, and then what I'm going to do is that I'm going to delete this. Okay, so what you do is that just like you did for this, you delete and then you choose video. So basically that's ABO. So the next thing I do is that this is very tricky part. What I do normally is that I come here, okay, and since I'm testing for one asset, I did this way so that I don't get confused. Okay, so it's going to be campaign, another campaign, one asset, another asset, or sometimes I can just do one campaign, another campaign. Okay, so what I'm doing is that I duplicate. Other people also say that when you do that, sometimes ads does not perform well and stuff, but for me that's fine. I don't that I don't believe in that. So I duplicate. Then the next thing is that I have this. So this is going to be asset 1. Okay, like this. Okay, this is it. And then this is going to be asset 2. All right, so this is going to be your asset 2. So this can be a target, let's say target like luxury, so those who are looking for luxury shoes. And then I come here. Okay, I come to the the targeting, this one. Then I look for people who like luxury stuff, because that one also converts. So let me see. So let me get it right. Okay, luxury. So you see the luxury goods. Okay, those who like luxury lifestyle. Okay, luxury. So that's what I normally do. Let's say if I'm to do for shoes. then it's small, but I'll keep giving suggestions. And then those who like luxury lodging, depending on the type of goods you are selling. Okay, those who like first class travel, that's what I'm going to do. So I build it up to I get like 1 million, then that's it. Then I come to the creatives, then I have another creative. So that's what I do. So I change this creative. I don't want the video to be boring. Then I change this creative as well. So I'm literally testing for 9 creatives. Then I come here, then I choose another type of people. So like this one, I'll choose people, let's say, who are shoe lovers, or then just shoe. And then go and choose the targeting option. So that's basically what you do when you are done, and then you publish. Okay, so this is the structure I do. Okay, so now when I run this ad, okay, I'll be monitoring the ad. Remember we've done dynamics, so I'm watching the dynamics, and then I'll do that depending on your budget. Okay, this all depends on your budget. If you're on a tight budget, you might want to do this structure that I've given you, like this 3 structure. So 1 2 3, okay, with 1 campaign objectives. Okay, so what I did was I duplicated. Now when you do this, I give myself 7 to 14 days. It depends on anyone. Within 7 to 14 days, sometimes the ads will still be in the learning phase, but I'll look at it, sometimes optimize, and then out of the 7 to 14 days, I'll be able to know the creatives, which ones are doing well, which ones are not doing well. Sometimes I leave it for, let's say, 21 days, so that I'll be able to be very, very sure which one is doing well, because sometimes Facebook is still in the learning phase, and you might want to give it time for it to learn well. So I give it time. Then after, then I start killing the creatives that are not really performing for these ones. Now, so when I do this and it's performing, I'm able to get a winning ad set. Okay, and this one I'll not do only these 3, because if I do only these 3, then my scaling strategy will not work. So when I do these 3, I do like 6. Okay, then I choose my top 3, and that is where I'll use it to scale. And that's why I'll run like $50 a day, or $70 a day or something. That's my strategy I use. Okay, sometimes too, depending on the niche, sometimes you might do the CBO and doesn't really work the way you want it to work. So test all the 2. But sometimes I have some ads I run only ABO and then dynamic ads, and it's doing super well. And one cool tip for Facebook ads: when you do it and start working and it's doing very well, leave it for it to run. Sometimes the more you tweak it, the more it messes up, especially for tier 3 countries. But for tier 1 countries, the more you optimize, the more it becomes better. Okay, so it varies from country to country. Let me know where you are, and then let me know if you want me to do more detailed ads, or where do you find yourself stuck, and let me see how best I can do videos for you to understand. All right, thank you so much, and let me know what you think about this video. Bye bye. And don't forget this, I would like you to like, subscribe, and share this video. Maybe someone, it might help someone. Okay, bye.